Good afternoon, everybody. We're past the noon hour here. What is it? January the 11th, 2024. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, usually I go into the loop and south and west and east from here, but we'll head up Michigan Avenue today. We'll head north. I know it's kind of redundant since I just walk past this area so much on TikTok, but I gotta try to balance out so we get some footage of this area on YouTube, because I'm still struggling with transferring content from one platform to the other. It's so interesting. Earlier this week when we were waiting for that snowstorm, we walked down in the lower levels, and I thought some people that didn't see it on TikTok would find it interesting if I cut out the footage from YouTube and posted it on TikTok, and then people were like, rotate your footage, I'm not turning my phone. And I'm just like, what about Joseph Kermalis? They didn't even watch the video, because it was the wrong orientation. So, hey, thanks for tuning in. Be creative. Thanks, Tara. This is the mentality. What am I complaining about? What do I really expect? It's like the limiting factors of humanity. Here, look at this. Look at the Citizen M, the Charlie Brown building. That's what I call that. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. So we're still, how's it going? We're still waiting for these snow maybe to hit tomorrow, Friday. We might finally get some real snow here in by the lake here in Chicago. I've been talking to all my colleagues and people downtown here that live in like Oak Park. They got snow in Oak Park, which is just a few miles west of here, but we don't have no snow by the lake. The lake's keeping us warm. Paula, good afternoon. Sharon, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, see, we're not giving up. City Walking Girl's not giving up. She was walking around last night over there. I saw, I tuned in for just a brief amount of time on her live yesterday. She was around the Riverwalk and State Street just like me, which is great. And she was getting age restrictions. Why was she getting age restrictions? Her content's educational. She's very positive, does better with the comment scroll than I do. And why was she getting restrictions? She's baffled too. People have been sending me how other people have gotten death threats in the comments, and they report it. And then, instead of the social media companies dealing with the people doing death threats in the comments, they put restrictions on the people's accounts that reported it. I am not joking. Someone just sent me, a famous celebrity just sent me something like that. And I know it's insane. So, it's not going to stop us. City Walking Girl, she'll keep on trucking. I'll keep on trucking, the stuff I complain about. Now you understand why I complain. Because it's not just happening to me. It happened to City Walking Girl Vic Cohen. Let's check out this tugboat. I did not expect this. I got to get the camera down. So hey, let's head down. Sorry. Let's head down to the Riverwalk. People didn't expect me to suddenly change direction there. They were going to walk behind me there. I was one of the horrible tourist-like people stopping on the Michigan Avenue Bridge to take a photo. But hey, we'll go down. Let's check out this tugboat. I guess they're working on the Michigan Avenue Bridge here. So I won't. Well, maybe I'll have to retitle this. Let's see what. I think it's just sitting here. Yeah, they're doing construction here, so I won't go all the way down. I'll just stay right here. Hey, James, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Krista. Liz Skates was out last night. Hey, thanks for following Liz Skates Chicago. Isn't that great? I'm so happy we got more live streamers. And I really, personally, I hope Vic Cohen can come back. I don't know what his situation is, what happened. Maybe he wants to stop. Maybe he had enough. I understand that too. People are, like Sharon, and I reassured Sharon, I'm not giving up. My original account was banned at 38K on TikTok. We rebuilt it back. We're almost back at 30,000K. You all were a part of it. You people that watch me on Instagram and YouTube, you helped me get it back, and that's why we got the YouTube back up here. But yeah, there's the tugboat there working on the Michigan Avenue Bridge. That's probably why earlier this week we were down on Lower Michigan and they had that side of the sidewalk blocked off. They're working on the DeSable Michigan Avenue Bridge. We got a little wind here as we cross the river. So Anita, how's it going? How you doing? Yeah, Tara. Cole, how you doing? Yeah, they're welding something with that cherry picker. Isn't that interesting how you got a cherry picker on top of a barge floating on a river working on the underneath of a bridge? And they were doing that all summer on Dearborn Street here. We're crossing the Chicago River. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. The Lunch Bunch, how's everybody doing? But yeah, we're still looking for snow. let me switch hands here. I'm gonna get my glove. It does feel colder today, even though we're like right at freezing, 32 degrees, maybe 30 degrees, I don't know. It's probably less humid, maybe that's why. Michael, how you doing? Yeah, you see the tugboat? That's great. Lisa, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Lisa, thanks for helping me out with, yeah, I said it wrong, dummy. And she's going to be at the Chicago Theater. I was saying it wrong. And her first name is like an ancestral name, you know, so I'll get that right there the next time we go by the Chicago Theater. And I know City Walking Girl was there last night too. We were talking about that. Oh, Jean Baptiste, founder of Chicago. There you go. Yeah. See, this says he was born in St. Mark, Haiti, and that's interesting. That's a theory, and no one knows for sure. And maybe I'm sure well, I'm not sure. It wouldn't surprise me if his mother was born in Haiti, but we don't know who his father was, and there's big speculation because, you know, he has Point du Sable. That's a French colonial name, and it could have came from Haiti. It could have came from Michigan. No one knows for sure. Quebec culture. Anyway, anytime you get back that far in history, genealogy becomes really murky. But hey, Annette, how you doing? Trump Tower, there it is. There's the Trump Tower right there. So there's the Trump Tower behind the Wrigley Building. Yeah, I usually don't point it out because it's so controversial, but he's going to be, it looks like there's no way unless Nikki Haley can somehow pull up an amazing upset. I saw Chris Christie just pulled out of the race. And so even though Trump's not even debating, he's winning all the debates. So there's the Trump Tower in Chicago. I know some people love that building. Other people hate that building. I try to just, you know, deal with it as neutrally as possible, which is political in and of itself. You got to take a stand. And either way, you know, we'll see how it plays out. We got the conventions. We're heading into an election year. I have to cover the Democratic convention in Chicago because it's going to be here. The Republican convention is going to be in Milwaukee. Oh, it's going to be a fun year, right? You ready for it? You ready for America at each other's throats? They're gonna have threats to state houses, bomb threats. You can see if our democracy can survive here. But here we'll go. As we walk past Nathaniel Hale, a guy who gave his life in the American Revolution, you know, I'm sure he would be amazed that our democracy lasted this long, you know. Fraud ruling in New York, yeah, we'll see what happens. Thanks for keeping me posted on that. There's this crew eyewear. Christie, I know, Christie. I thought he would be a spoiler, you know, like he was one of the few people that would actually try to take on Trump directly, which is interesting because as much as Chris Christie complained about Trump when Trump became the nominee and president, then he kowtowed to him, wanted to work in his administration. Remember when the transition, and then Trump like dumped him, and then he was like all, you know, personally hurt, you know, and then he would go on the TV talk shows and bash him, and then he would like sidle up to him and help him out in the debate, or help him out with like speech writing and the debates and stuff. I don't understand Chris Christie. I wish someone could give him a run for his money. I'm talking about Trump, and have a real fight for the nomination. But same with Biden. I wish someone, Manchin or somebody, could give him a good run for his money so we can have a real competitive instead of just annoying someone. Have we not learned the lessons from Hillary, just anointing someone to be the crown? And the Republicans used to do that too. They did that with Bob Dole. Bob Dole waited forever. It was his turn, so they said, oh, it's Bob. The same thing happened with Romney. Oh, it's Romney's turn. And then so they just kind of anointed him. And see how that turned out for both parties. But yeah, we'll still curl politics as much as possible, because it's impossible for me to talk about it adequately on this platform, and TikTok is even worse. Here, let's see. They all bowed down. Yeah, the lesser of two evils. Isn't that amazing? That's what I was talking about yesterday. Most of what we vote, it's like, who do you fear the most? The left or the right? And you know, everybody's angry, even though we got this supposedly, according to the stock market, strong economy. People don't feel that way. The price of everything's up. And yeah, I know. I wouldn't mind seeing somebody debate Biden. You know, challenge. Even if you're a huge supporter of Biden, why would you accept? He needs to have somebody challenge him. I don't care who you are. You know, we need to debate the issues. It's all just propaganda. You know. I don't know. I'm gonna change the subject here if I can, because I'm gonna say something that I'm gonna regret here. Here, welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Michigan Avenue. We'll head north there. Here in landscape, see how I can get that whole block in there. That's the whole movie theater, Under Armour, the AMC theaters at the top. Of course, we lost the Grand Lux Cafe. Remember when we went inside there? I filmed the Rotunda. There was people. Here's the Colores Mexicanos, this beautiful Mexican gift shop. All these locally sourced items you can buy. Life's so good. You about to leave work? That's good. Thanks, Guy Jen. Yeah, thank you. Let's see, George Carlin. Yeah, where's George Carlin? We need to revive George Carlin. We'll do a George Carlin Robin Williams ticket. And isn't it amazing? That's why we laugh at. He would bring up, George Carlin would bring up good points. You know, even Gallagher would bring up good points. You know, talking about political. The comedians, there's wisdom, and that's why we laugh, because it's funny how ridiculous our situation is sometimes. The condition of humans. That this is the best democracy money can buy. You know, are we going to the grand mediocrity? You know, the politics of outrage and anger and retaliation. And there's a woman on the scooter. Look at that, right up Michigan Avenue, riding in the street just like a car. Isn't that amazing? Hey, the sun's coming out. Look at that. Hey, how's everybody doing here? Oh, George Carlin was amazing. And remember, George Carlin was a hippie. George Carlin was a iconoclast. He, just like Lenny Bruce, with his 7 words, he pushed the status quo. He got banned in the 70s. He grew his hair long. People didn't want to book him because he got associated with the movement in the 60s and the 70s. And then, yeah, but also he was for free speech. He was more akin of Bill Maher, where he wasn't for cancel culture. He would speak his mind, and you know, he had questions. He ridiculed both the left and the right from the outside, you know, as an outsider. You know, other hippies like Jim Henson, you know, the puppeteer. Yeah, what a great generation of artisans what came out of there, you know, and now that we're losing them all. Here's the Nike Town. We go by the Nike Town. It's a very smart guy. Yeah, he made a lot of stuff here. So what we doing here? Simpsons episode, Krusty the Clown. Yeah, they you know, Krusty pulled his hair back. He was smoking, and you know, he did this whole George Carlin bit. Yeah, the great satire of the Simpsons. They had some good episodes, and then like anything, it became overly commercialized. But such is life here. Welcome to Chicago, the Allerton Tip Top Tap. What time we got here? 12:21 in the PM. Thanks for tuning in to Lunch Bunch. We're just heading up Michigan Avenue. Maybe I'll get as far as Water Tower Place. You know, we've gone by, you know, we go by the Water Tower all the time, but mostly it's on TikTok. I rarely get up here. A few times before Christmas, we got up here to the Water Tower. when we went to the Museum of Contemporary Art and the Peninsula Hotel. Cheech and Chong, yeah, Miss Cheech and Chong, Tommy Chong, and Cheech Marin, and yeah, and they were hippies too. They, especially Tommy Chong, you know, he kind of parodied the hippies and, you know, the stereotypically, and but I wonder how people didn't even realize his ethnic background until later. You know, Asian American and a Hispanic Latino combo, which they were ahead of their time too. And you know, look at the price they paid. Tommy Chong actually went to jail for marijuana for licensing his name. Isn't that amazing? You know, and I got on YouTube. I better be thankful, because I probably couldn't even mention that on TikTok. The chilling effects of social media. We can't even mention stuff like that for fear of getting banned for just talking about something that happened in real life. John Ashcroft sent Tommy Chong to jail because he knew it would make headlines that they were enforcing marijuana laws under the Bush administration. And we forget that Bill Clinton, a lot of the people that were released from marijuana sentences was under the Bill Clinton administration. I was in college under the Bill Clinton administration, and Bill Clinton, even though he didn't inhale, sent many people to jail under his administration for marijuana, but he was hemmed in by the laws of that time and was allowed to become president. All the hypocrisy all around. We know what's going on. We were all constrained by the government that exists at the time, and we have to play within the rules there. Yeah, thanks for tuning in there. Cheech and Chong are on TikTok. Hey, let's follow Cheech and Chong on TikTok. Isn't that amazing? Well, that's reassuring. I hope they can speak their mind freely, and they're probably high profile enough that they won't block them. But that's good. I'm glad they're still around. Long live Cheech and Chong. Here's Ralph Lauren. There's the water tower. Beautiful water tower of Chicago. We can get the whole thing in there with the John Hancock and the, look at that. We can get the Ritz-Carlton, the John Hancock, the water tower, the 900 North Michigan building, that residential building over to the Park Hyatt. And there's the Nomi restaurant there. A few stories up there. Canada Goose, above the Canada Goose in the Park Hyatt. There's the Markham. There's a double-deck bus around in the corner there. There's people in the upper, see how they got that enclosed? January, here we are, January 11th. People are sitting outside on a double-decker bus in Chicago. No snow. I know we're going to get snow tomorrow, and then the temperatures are going to drop to below zero starting Sunday. So we'll see how next week goes with live streaming. I don't know. Yeah, the clouds. Look at the clouds, yeah. Skyscrapers scraping the clouds. What time we got here? 12:25. And I didn't start until almost 12:10. So we're doing fine here. Let's see how nice the Christmas tree looks here. We were here this morning. Thanks to anybody who tuned in on TikTok, and thanks for following along. Dealing with I got to control my outburst there from yesterday morning. I sometimes lose it and start screaming at the phone like a rabid dog here. Here's that's a cute dog here. But here, yeah, the water tower. Yeah, so this is the Chicago Water Tower. They built this in 1869. It survived the 1871 Great Chicago Fire. The reason it looks like this is almost form follows function before there was form follows function, even though it doesn't need those little castles on the side. You see how there's no skyscrapers in this block between here and the lake. There's a big pipe. They dug by hand in the 1800s. They dug a tunnel under the water, in the land underneath the water of Lake Michigan, 2 miles out, because you can imagine in the 1800s the river still flowed into the lake, so all the pollution from the city of Chicago and all the horrible stuff, the animal beginning of the stockyards and horrible turpentine factories and stuff that existed at that time in Chicago, it would run into Lake Michigan, which was our drinking source. So they thought at that time, but they dug out 2 miles, there's a water intake crib, and by gravity it fed the water and forced it into a pipe, a standpipe that goes up. There's a standpipe and it would filter the water like a fountain. And so the sediment would stay at the bottom, and they could filter the fish and everything out, and then pump it back into the pump house. That's the pump house. Pump it out to an early water distribution system. This was like the first water plant of Chicago. And Michigan Avenue, you see how it makes an angle here? We're looking south on Michigan Avenue. This used to be Pine Street. It was much more narrow. It was like Rush Street. It was a little narrow street called Pine Street. This used to be in the middle of the street. And then after they did the 1909 Burnham Plan, they widened Michigan Avenue, tore down a bunch of old buildings, and then they pushed it to the side so traffic didn't flow around it, which is actually smart because it you know, imagine if this was in the middle of the street there, it would be hard to get to. And here we'll cross the street here. We'll head over to Water Tower Place, John Hancock, the Ritz-Carlton, all that stuff. But that's why this is here. And it because it survived the Great Chicago Fire. It was damaged. The pump house stopped functioning, and they had to rebuild it. I mean, not the equipment on the inside. But this kind of symbolizes the Phoenix-like rebirth of Chicago. That's why the Chicagoans love the Chicago Water Tower, because it's the oldest. These are the oldest buildings to survive in this area after the Great Chicago Fire. Because even that church, everything was destroyed. St. James, they rebuilt it. It's over on Wabash. Holy Name Cathedral, St. Michael's, all severely damaged. The original churches on the north side of Chicago, and they had to rebuild, and only like the stone bell towers, and all the roof collapsed and everything. And so here we'll head over to the water tower here. Yeah, the history. Thanks for tuning into the history. Yeah, the mall is still here. Here's the water tower place. Yeah. Let's check it out. Let's see if we can get inside the water tower place. See, this used to be Macy's, and the Macy's pulled out before it was Marshall Fields, of course. That's why Macy's. So they got some display there. Forever 21. I don't know if Forever 21's in. This is where they had Santa Claus. You know, where you could sit on Santa Claus' lap during holidays. And then before that, it was the Harry Potter experience. So I'll kind of go quiet here. We'll see what the security does. They might not want me filming in here. You never know. It's a mall. Malls are privately owned. They got the Wow Bow, Sunclass, American Girl Place. American Girl Place is probably one of the biggest anchors here. And the first time I came to Water Tower Place, these fountains were here. I think they're original. Most people have memories of these fountains, these inverted fountains when you go up the escalator to the upper levels. We're inside Water Tower Place Mall. This was built in 1976, right around the bicentennial, mid-70s. It was a early urban mall trying to get people to come back to Michigan Avenue. They were competing with the suburban malls, and they were afraid no one would come downtown to shop anymore along State Street because they made a mistake and turned State Street into a bus-only pedestrian mall, and it kind of killed the retail because it became crime. You know, it was like at weekends, it was like nobody there, you know, and everything moved up to Michigan Avenue here. And but it's still here, but there's many vacant floors. There's many vacant floors on the upper levels because, you know, post-pandemic and post-Amazon, some of the other urban malls have already shut down. Now, the one, Nordstrom seems to be doing okay, but it's still, the food court's not as strong as it used to be. They have a food court on the bottom floor of this, I think. And here, you got the Lego store. Yeah, that fountain's nice, yeah. Wait till I show you this elevator. There's an elevator here. The elevator's going up here, so let's, here's the upper floors. And you can imagine how modern this looked in the 70s. It was like Japan or something, you know, to have a glass elevator like Willy Wonka there. And there, they see the elevator. There's somebody sitting in there. They're sitting in the elevator going up there. But a lot of these upper floors are vacant. And at the very top, there's a Harry Carey's sports museum. And here, see, they got some sports swag. And this kiosk is not open. 3 t-shirts for $29.99. There you go. JoJo's Shake Bar. Let's check out the Lego. There's the American Girl Place is huge. They got 2 stories. American Girl Place. I'm afraid to go in there as a older man here, but just by himself. One time I was in there because I told this story. Friends of mine were in town visiting from Chicago, and they had their daughter with them. And of course, they wanted to go, young daughter, they wanted to go to American Girl Place. So I went in there with them, showing it around. And I saw somebody in there I worked with that had a family. They're like, "What are you doing here?" Because I don't have a family. I'm like, "I'm with these people. I would never be in here." They're treating me like a criminal because I'm a heterosexual adult man walking around American Girl Place without a family. You know, it's just some things you're not allowed to do in this culture. You know, like if I was walking around Victoria's Secrets too, it would be probably just as bad. But American Girl Place. Here we go into the Lego store. Hopefully I can go in the Lego store. I love toys. Here, look, here's the, look at that. It's the Stormtrooper there. They got the Dragon Eiffel Tower in Lego form. Look at that. You don't get no water from that magnetic elevator. Elevator vibes, isn't that nice? Yeah, we got the Lego store is a nice draw here. So if you want major big, am I streaming okay? I better not go in here. I'm starting to lose my stream here. So I think you get the overview. If you want some big Legos, you can go into the Lego store. I'm going to lose my stream. I got to stop here. I'm going to lose my stream if I go in the Lego store. So if I cut out there, I'm reaching the limits of my bandwidth. Hey, look at these great Chicagoans. We got Michael Jordan, we got Oprah, and we got Bill Murray, JoJo Shakespeare. How's it going? There you go. Let's go. Yeah.
Sorry, they don't want any recording.
Okay, I'll go. I'll head straight out. I'm trying to get people to come here to shop. I'm trying to get people to come here to shop. So tell your bosses I'm trying to get people to come here to shop. Thank you. I appreciate it. Isn't it so weird that I'm trying to promote this mall and they won't let me film here? So I told them, I said, please tell your bosses I'm trying to get people to come here to shop. And I know there's liability reasons. There's all kinds of liability reasons why they tell the security not to let people stream in here. So no wonder this mall is dying. This mall's dying because they won't let people stream in here and promote it. And so lawyers have ruined the world. I'll get back on my beef here. So you tell people, you write the people that manages, that we're just trying to show an urban mall, talk about the history. This place is historic and they won't let us film here. So thanks, lawyers. Lawyers are gonna get me a lawsuit here for just filming in a mall. Here, I'm heading right out. I gotta talk to this security on the way up. It gets me emotional that I can't film. I feel like I'm not an American, you know, and I'm in America here. Welcome to corporate malls. I'm trying to promote the mall here. I appreciate it. Thank you. Trying to get people to shop here. Thanks a lot. Here, so we'll head back out. So, we'll get off of that bailiwick. Someday I'll be live streaming on Michigan Avenue and a police officer will say, you can't live stream here in the public domain. This is gonna happen. I see lawyers working on it right now. So write your congressman. No stream. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to my world. See, I'm constantly discovering every day where the line between corporate, private space and public space. And, you know, I understand restaurants, you know, I kind of push the limit with restaurants and bars. Some bars don't like me filming in bars. Other bars do because they realize I'm promoting the bar. Same with restaurants. I've been asked to leave like the 3 Arts Cafe. And I'm like, I'm just promoting your wonderful space, trying to get people to realize this is here, you know. And so people have different feelings about it, you know. And so people understand what's going on. So we just left. I know I was losing my stream there anyway, so it's always a matter of time before they were following me on their security cameras and they noticed I was live streaming. So it shows you people that are worried about you're being tracked everywhere you go. There's cameras on us right now, even though we're outside. There's cameras every time you go into a mall or a public space. There's cameras on you for security reasons. Hopefully not in the restrooms. That's coming next. That's coming next. There'll be a security camera in every stall. Yeah. Small businesses rarely mind. You're correct. You're correct there. And so here I'll head across the street here. And you know, I respect the security guards. The security guards are just doing their job. They're paid. They ask them. There's some big boss that said, get that guy and tell him to leave. I'm just trying to show. You know, I would have went to this top floor and showed us Harry Carey's. There's a sports museum up there. And a lot of people don't know what's up there. They got a lot of memorabilia on the wall. Here we'll cross Michigan Avenue. But yeah, Jay, you know, using the gimbal brings a lot of attention, and I understand that, and I'm willing to. I want people to know I'm live streaming. I don't want to be clandestine around it, you know, and I like the smoothness of it. So positive, negatives, everything. I'm sure people will tell me I'm doing it wrong, or, you know, give me suggestions. No matter what, and, you know, welcome to the world of all musicians, artists. You post a song, you put yourself out there. Someone will be like, you know, you're doing it wrong. I'm like, well, why don't you do it? And then I could tell you you're doing it wrong. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about other people. You know, you understand how hard this is. And if you don't think it's hard, try it sometime. See what kind of comments you get live streaming. You'll span the gamut. You'll be filming a nice cat and somebody will be like, I want that cat to die, just because they think it's funny. There's so let's see, I'll probably let's head over a block. There's some of the hospitals. There's the children's hospital, the women's hospital there. Let's head over this way. We'll go behind. Well, we'll cross here. We got a few seconds here. So we're back at the water tower. I was losing my connection in there anyway. You remember it vaguely? You've been up to that yeah, you know, it's just it's a gimmick to get people to go to the Harry Carey's up there. You know, it's not a real sports museum. It's basically a restaurant. But taking a dump. Just the way I roll. How's it going? Hey, thanks for tuning in. You guys know what's going on here. I'm not the only person that faces this. I mean, look at poor Jay. You know, let's talk about it. You know, she was just live streaming around the Riverwalk. TikTok gave her some stupid age restriction. She thinks it might be because they blocked some people that were trolling her, and then they mass reported her, and they were like, hey, let's make it a game. Let's see if we can get her banned. And so you can't win either way. So here we are, live streamers. We're just forced to. I have great moderators that help out so much, and I get the same thing. People, how dare you block me? I'm like, well, what did you say? Oh, I just said nothing offensive. I'm like, well, I trust my moderators. It must have been something that we didn't like, and you know, if you hurt our feelings, you're smug. But if we hurt your feelings, people go nuts, and that's the world we live in. A constant outrage, constant road rage, battles. I'll sue you. I'll sue you. Welcome to America. It's only going to get better, right? Wait till you'll get a summons in the mail. Artificial, you know. Amazon suing you. What are you going to do? You going to fight Jeff Bezos? You know. There, look at this. So look at some of the detail here. This is the Loyola building here on Rush Street. This is where Pippin's used to be. Anybody remember the old Pippin's? There was a Pippin's right there next to the Devil Dogs, and it was a nice bar, a nice little intimate bar. I spent many a nights drinking in there, and they had the smallest bathroom with the smallest trough for the men's bathroom, but they moved around the corner, and nothing lasts. You know, the charm of the old. Yeah, the sack lunch, good. Gothic, yeah, it's very Gothic. That, yeah, very collegiate looking, especially at the top here. Here's Rush Street. There's, of course, I didn't even show the Bentley Gold Coast. Here, let's go. What time we got here? We got 12:40. Yeah, since I'm so close, I don't usually show this on YouTube. We always show it on TikTok, the Bentley Gold Coast, to get some car porn. I know you probably don't care about it as much as some other people might stumble upon this and find it interesting that there's this exotic seminary. We get to film the beautiful seminary. Since we're in landscape, we can get almost the whole thing in here. We'll cross Pearson. This is Pearson at Rush Street, Chicago, Illinois. Thanks for tuning in here. But yeah, here's the Bentley Gold Coast. Yeah, they're selling some cars there. Hey, that's a nice dog. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard, Tara. It's hard walking the line. I know you're just trying to back up my moderators, and it's hard because, yeah, my talk to Sarah. Sarah, people personally, because, you know, she defends me and helps me out, and Sarah moderates for multiple accounts. people find her and they write the horriblest things. And Sarah's the nicest person in the world. You know, it just shows you the mentality. Look at that. That's new. What is that? A Ferrari? That's a wow. Look at that. Momo. Look at that. There's the STO. That's a Lamborghini there. But here's the people's coming out here. We got to let them out here. See, they changed that around. We might go buy this tonight. That looks like a no. That's a Lamborghini. That's a type of Lamborghini. What type of Lamborghini is this? Look at this. I don't know my cars. Here, let's see if I can look at it. Here comes this dog. Look at this dog. Hey, how you doing? There's the Lamborghini dog. Did you see that? Did you see that dog come by? There's a dog in there. I think someone's buying a car and they brought their dog with them and it's off the leash. Look at that. That's a nice. That's new. So there's the orange one behind there. There's the Rivian and the Tesla stores up there. See how we're across from the seminary? I'll show you this beautiful facade here of the seminary. Look at that. And there's like a courtyard in there. I wish I was over there. They're going to let somebody in. There's a they park cars in there. There's a beautiful courtyard inside there, but of course they secure it because there are homeless people that sleep on the outside of this. Right across, imagine that juxtaposition. Right across from the Lamborghini Gold Coast, there's people sleeping outside. And that shows you the disparity of wealth, not only in this nation, but around the world. You know, you see that dog? Yeah, I know that dog. I bet that dog lives better than we all do. I know, it's just amazing. It's just out there shopping with its owner at the Bentley Gold Coast. That made my day. That was worth it to see that dog just walking around and see that dog in a car. It's awesome. Yeah. How's it going? Isn't that awesome? Yeah. So Loyola, here's Epic Burger, more Mindful Burger. There's some more Loyola stuff over here. Bistronomic, that goes up. That's Pearson. Here's we'll head right down Wabash. We'll head down Wabash. We've done this before. Thanks for tuning in. The Lunch Bunch, appreciate it. One of the memories, 57 Chevy. Yeah, the diesel fume from the buses. Yeah, at least they're a little better now. Sometimes the buses make a lot of noise. There are electric buses, which are much better. Here, let me cross the street so I don't bother people here walking down the street here. I know people hear my loud voice and they're like, what's going on? There's the Trump Tower straight down Wabash. You see how it, just like the Board of Trade there on LaSalle and Wabash, it leads straight to, either way, if you look at it from the south looking north under the L tracks, or from the north looking south like we are now, we're in the near north here, it goes, that's why that's such a prime location for any tower, because you can have views, unobstructed views in all directions, up and down the river and up and down Wabash. So there's the new Pippins. So there's the new Pippins right there. We'll cross the street here. This is a beautiful building. I'll get you the historic plaque here because I always don't adequately describe this building, but I like the two-level storefronts. You go down and up, and what it is, it's the Hotel St. Benedict Flats, 1882-83, Victorian Gothic design. There's your Victorian Gothic. Early luxury apartments were built with skepticism. It was decided to look like a series of 4 separate townhomes, the Benedictines, and then it became the Benedictine Sisters of Chicago used it later when people moved out of it. And so here, we'll show it to you here. We'll we cross the street here. Look at that. See how they broke it up? They broke up the big, you can see it better from across the street here. We'll get you a view over here by the FedEx. So we're crossing Chicago Avenue. There's the old YMCA. They redid the YMCA, the One Chicago Tower. And this is the back of the Holy Name Cathedral, the Archdiocese of the Catholic Church here in Chicago. There's that Benedictines. Look how they broke it up, the mansard roof. Victorian Gothic, Victorian Gothic. Look at that, right on Chicago Avenue. This is only a few blocks behind the water tower, Wabash in Chicago here. And there's the red line stops right over there. That's a beautiful, beautiful design. I really like this building. I'm glad it's, and you see how so few other buildings survived from that era because everything became high-rise, you know, and the Holy Name and this building are the only thing, you know, these buildings go way back. But there's the One Chicago Tower on the other side of State Street. So we're heading south on Wabash, thanks for tuning in. Somebody's yelling. Who's yelling and what for? There's the side of the Holy Name Cathedral. You can see it through the little opening there. Sounds like kids are playing in the playground there. Maybe that's what's going on. See, there's garages here. I think the Archdiocese owns this as well. So here, they got this parking lot here on the corner. See, wouldn't it be better if there was a building on the corner? But no, it's a parking lot because it's just this leftover lot that they use for parking. But here, we'll go by Jake Melnick's, Chicago's Best Wings. They got ribs and wings here. Of course, I prefer the Twin Anchors. We go by the Twin Anchors there in Old Town, Lincoln Park area. But we'll go by Jake Melnick's here, which is a great award-winning wing place here. Giordano's is down that way. We'll head down through the Cathedral District. If I cross the street here, we'll get some good views of St. James Cathedral. Heading down Wabash here. There's the Trump Tower. I should have showed the Trump Tower when I crossed there. Just the scale of that building. Second tallest building in Chicago because of the spire. Yeah, open city. Big wallets. The city of big shoulders and big wallets. Fat wallets, right? Nah, not my wallet. My wallet's thin. Hey, thanks for tuning in. There's the St. James Cathedral. So that bell tower survived the Great Chicago Fire of 1871. You can see some damage to it on the left there, but then the roof, of course, collapsed. They had to rebuild and restore the whole thing. The thing's been restored several times. St. James Cathedral, I think it's a Episcopalian. And we're on Wabash. There's La Petito. Here, we'll get you a nice view of the front here. St. James Cathedral, that's why they call this the Cathedral District, along with the Holy Name Cathedral, which is on State. We show that sometimes, 21 East Huron. But if I cross the street here after this taxi, I want to get a nice view of the Cable House. Here, we'll see St. James Cathedral, Episcopal Church, Anglican. Oh, the sun. I didn't realize the sun was kind of cast that shadow. There you can see the vista to the Trump Tower. Jessica, how's it going? Thanks for turning in, Merck. His wife divorced him. Nah. See, I know that's the perils of live streaming. You know, like Jay was talking about, she was filming the hot tub boat last night, and then earlier when she's caught the hot tub boat several times in the Chicago River. Someone said it was a boat accident, like someone hit the hot tub boat, and they were asking her for footage, just like when I was filming the drawbridges, we saw a real boat accident too. And I sent that footage to that guy. Hopefully he got his insurance claim, the captain of that smaller vessel. But here's the Cable House. I didn't realize the sun was going to block our view. I would have stayed on the other side of the street. Here, I'll cross with this woman here. There's not a car coming. Yeah, there's always a car coming. There's always a car coming every day, every time. Here's Erie and Wabash. Here's the Cable House. Look how nice this looks. So, Cable was a railroad baron. He built this amazing Gilded Age mansion here. Look at the detailing on the porch here. And then, see, that's the Dree House. The Dree House Foundation. They bought the Murphy Memorial, and they're going to combine it with the Dree House. The Dree House is already a museum there. You can tour the inside. There's museum hours. You can look it up online. Look at that great view there. You got the John Hancock, Park Hyatt, all these buildings on Michigan Avenue. This is Erie and Wabash, the Dree House Museum. I'm very excited that hopefully that'll be, when you go in the Dree House, you'll be able to go inside that. I've only been inside that once, the Murphy, and it's it's like you're in a Roman temple. And here's the Cable House. Look how nice this looks. Oh yeah, look at the craftsmanship. That's why we show the Gothic target, the cast iron. You know, the artisans that used to produce this, they really do not exist anymore because there were so many Renaissance revival stonework buildings, you know, and, you know, Louis Sullivan was a part of that. He would do these intricate designs. This is not Louis Sullivan. This is somebody else. Maybe the architects, there's a plaque over here. Here, if I go on that porch, an alarm will sound. Here, the Dree House Capital Management, private property. Okay, this is the Cable House. If you go on the side here, there's a... look at those windows. Look at that. You know, and this includes the water tower even. You see, look at this courtyard. I've shown this before. I'll show it again because it's just, you know, look at that fountain. Here, let me extend the stick here. Here it is, the Ransom R Cable House, Cobb and Frost Architects, 1886, Richardson Romanesque style. Rock Island Pacific Railway Company. That's what Cable owned. Ran, and then he sold it to the McCormicks. The McCormicks bought it from him, and the McCormicks used to own a lot of real estate around this area, and then eventually in the Gold Coast. But look at this courtyard. That's the coach house back there behind the. Look at those gas lights. This is a different house. Look at that. I know some people talk about they shouldn't let that ivy be growing on there, but look at all these sculptures and fountains. And this is the Cable House here in Chicago. The side yard here. Can you see that? Look at that. Sense of time in the middle of change. You got it. Yeah, you know the dawn of the industrial age. And isn't it funny at the dawn of the industrial age, they harken back to these Renaissance revival styles. And Richardson Romanesque went, you know, it sought inspiration from the Roman style, you know, the Etruscans and all that stuff. These rough-hewn stones, big thick arches, load-bearing walls. But hey, thanks for tuning in. Look at this, the sun's coming out. The sun hasn't been out hardly at all this week, so, and it wasn't out this morning, so. This is fortunate that we're getting sun here for at least a few hours before the sun sets and that snowstorm hits tomorrow. Look at that beautiful view with the John Hancock, the Dree House. We're here at, look at the view they have from their porch here at the Cable House. They can look out and see here Erie and Wabash. This beautiful Gilded Age mansion here that's preserved. And just think there used to be other ones. And I'll prove it to you because Uno's and Due's used to be residential buildings that are now commercial pizzeria restaurants. You know, Uno's and Due's, Chicago style pizza. But the buildings they're in, they used to be private residences. And that's why they're still here. So the limelight was Excalibur, which historically it was the Chicago Historical Society. We can go by it maybe on a walk home tonight. We've gone by it before. That's a Richardson Romanesque, very big, looks like a castle. Now it's called Dow, T-A-O, Dow Restaurant. Yeah, it used to be the Chicago Historical Society before it moved up to Lincoln Park there on Clark Street. But yeah, it's spectacular on the inside of that thing too, because it's said to be haunted. It looks like you're in a dungeon, you know. It's just how it is, you know. But here's the Pizzeria Due's. You see how that used to be a private residence with the mansard roof, and now it's a pizzeria restaurant. You could go into the basement or the upper floor there. We can show some of the detailing. This is let me cross this. Well, yeah, let's cross the street here so I can cross this way. I can show you the Bally's temporary casino location in the Medina Auditorium building. Medina Auditorium Temple here used to be run by the Shriners. People remember the Shriners used to have the circus in there. There was a nice auditorium in there with nice acoustics that they destroyed when they built the Bloomingdale's furniture store. But here's the Medina Temple Auditorium here on Wabash, Ontario, right across from Pizzeria Due's here in Chicago. Thanks for tuning in here. Oh, that top floor is amazing. Look at that onion dome. And you can go inside, there's a dome. It's hard to film in a casino. Of course, I bring so much attention to myself with the gimbal. Hey, look at that, that's nice. Skateboarding. And there's Sukasa, which is also owned by Uno's and Due's, the same management company here. Here's the Medina Temple Auditorium, the temporary Bally's casino site. And of course, it's a Moroccan revival style. The Shriners love this. As you see how the one on Michigan Avenue where the Intercontinental Hotel is, it has onion domes at the top too. Goes along with their fez hats, all their cultural appropriation that it was in vogue at that time. Look at that beautiful facade there. You see how it says Medina? See how it says Medina at the top, up by the cornice? And at least it's being used as something. It's a almost open 24 hours. It only closes a few hours at night. It's a Valley's temporary casino location here, right in Chicago. And I thought this would save like the Grand Lux. These Grand Lux always reminded me of Las Vegas anyway. And as soon as the casino opens, the Grand Lux shuts down. But yeah, such is life. There's Uno's Pizzeria. We'll get a better view of it. And you see how Uno's used to be a private residence too. Hey, lunch, Mona, Michael, Anderson, Amber, how you doing? Yeah, we're close to Italy. We'll go right by Italy. Thanks for tuning in there. So there's another view of the Medina Temple Auditorium here on Ohio and Erie. Yeah, here's Italy. This is Italy. This is the inside of Italy. I got a TikTok where we go through Italy. You might have to search back a little bit. If you message me on TikTok, I can send you the video where we go through here. Maybe I'll do it sometime. That's a good idea. Maybe sometime on a horrible weather day, we'll go inside there on YouTube. I'll take you through the 2 levels there and all the restaurants and stuff. We've done that before. And we'll go past the, there's a vending machine here. There's a cake vending machine right here, like an automat. They got these throughout the city here. Cake. You should eat some cake. The bakery box here, look at this. I don't know if it's worth it or not. You got, you know, just a digital screen here. You put in your credit card and the cake comes out there. You know, it's just glorified vending machine there for cake. Shake Shack, Big Bowl, AMC Theaters. What else we got here? Italy, that's great, yeah. DTO, what is DTO? Where did we see DTO? Was that a store or something? I don't know what DTO is. Where did we see that at? I have no idea either. Does anybody know what we're talking about there, DTO? You got me there. You stumped me. You stumped me. There, we'll go back behind the Marriott. We'll head back to Michigan Avenue so we can show you. There's the Gwynn Hotel. I always fail to mention the Gwynn Hotel. It's in the Nordstrom's there. Right near it. Here's the AMC Theaters. We just crossed Rush at Ohio. The old automat days, yeah. Yeah, craving cake. What's a meat cake? I'm actually getting warm. I'm getting all warmed up riding around. Walking around. I can take my gloves off here. This is good because I can zoom in and out. Hold on a second. Thank you. So if you just tune in, we're still in Chicago. We're on Ohio Street at Michigan. So we'll head over to Michigan Avenue. I think the Museum of Perception is closed. I think it was just a few months. It was like an art gallery to display the artwork for the Museum of Perception there. And we'll take a right here. So we got 1 o'clock. I better head back because I started this about 12:10. So I better get back to work. But thanks for coming along here. I'll still be 10 more minutes. It'll take me 10 minutes to get across the bridge here. We'll cruise quickly down Michigan Avenue here. So there's the Evie. That used to be Bandera Restaurant. Now it's called the Evie. I think it's still a similar restaurant there on the 2nd floor. Men's Warehouse, all that stuff. Here's the MCM. Untucket. We'll go by the Nordstrom. But here's the Medina Athletic Association. They turned it into the Intercontinental Hotel. They added that northern portion, which is more modern, but then the Art Deco portion there with the Onion Dome in between the Tribune Tower is just fabulous. We show this all the time. DTO is the name of a building. The Department of Water, DTO. So there's the Water Reclamation District. I don't think it's that. I'll look into that. Yeah, so it was on a building. Okay, thank you. Thanks for explaining that. Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. That's a good question. We'll get back to you on that. And if anybody else knows, please feel to enlighten us in the comments there. It's kind of chaotic live streaming sometimes. I'm not the most observant person. Sometimes things will be right in front of my face, and I'll not realize it. But I'm depressed. I'm trying. Here I am trying to promote the water tower place, and they won't even let me do it. So if the mall, does go completely bankrupt, don't say I didn't try to help it out. And maybe they want it to fail. Maybe they don't want people to shop there anymore, so they can turn it into condos or something for billionaires, like they did with the Tribune. There's no room for the rest of us mortals. The world's only going to be for billionaires in the stock market, and the Fed will protect the billionaires at the rest of our expense, because with AI, they don't need the rest of us. Everything will be automated, run by robots, and then we'll all just be living on the side of this. I'll be in the same boat here. Here we'll go down. Billy Goat's is below us. Billy Goat's restaurant. I still cannot believe the SEC allowed Bitcoin ETFs. They're gonna. Right now, people are taking some of their 401k and investing in Bitcoin when it's really expensive. They bid it way up in anticipation of this, and as soon as they announced it, people sold the news, and it dropped 3,000. It went up to 49,000 Bitcoin, and then it dropped down to 36,000. Maybe it's rising right now. I don't know. Here's the Plaza of the Americas. Hey, there's Benito Juarez, the first indigenous president of Mexico in the 1800s. DTO Sports Store on Whacker. Okay. So yeah, we're not to Whacker yet. Are you? What do you want to look at it, or you're asking if it's still there? I don't know. If you do a search online, it should pop up on Google. Me to do their bidding. People have asked me to go to grave sites and look up their ancestors' graves. People have asked me to jump in the river. Yeah, I'll do it for the likes. I'll do it for the likes. Oh, look at this nice romantic. Yeah, that's great. How you doing? People take a lot of photos here. This beautiful spot here. Thanks for tuning in. Marina City. Yeah, the new owners of Marina City have big plans to reinvent the spot. No, I'll look into that. Thanks for the good information, Sharon. Seafood at the bottom of Marina Towers. And are you talking about Marina City? Okay, Marina City. That's the other one, the smaller scale one on Wells Street, south of Ida B. Wells. And so I'll look into that. Thanks for the information. Yeah, there's so much to know. There's and when we combine the brains of multiple people, collectively, we know more than we do individually. So thanks for the good information. I'll look into that and get back to you. I don't know off the top of my head. There's the Trump Tower again. If someone was asking about the Trump Tower, someone's like, show the Trump Tower. Okay, I'll do your bidding. Oh, the towers. Okay, so yeah, the Marina Towers are right over there. Thank you. I know people, I do the same thing. I get that confused sometimes. The Marina Towers in the Marina City, there's two of them, both designed by Bertrand Goldberg, the same architect. And they look kind of similar, just one's much taller than the other. And they're both by the river, so it's really confusing. I'll look into that. Yeah, they got a bunch of empty space down there, I guess. So I guess legal seafood might not be going in there. I'll look into that. That's interesting. So yeah, thanks for the good information, Sharon. We'll look into that and I'll get back to you. And then if something does happen, we'll see it when we walk by. So there's the Marina Towers right there. We're crossing Whacker Drive right now. Here's the London House. Yeah, look at that. Larry and Balky used to work in the basement on the show. Even though it was supposed to be a newspaper company. It was supposed to be the Tribune. How's it going? I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Go Cubs. That's good. Here, we'll head down Michigan Avenue here. Smashburger. Here's, what else is going on? So, yeah, we'll start wrapping this up. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And, yeah, we'll be on TikTok tonight. Hopefully, we'll get some snow tomorrow. I really want some snow to film, and then it's going to get bitterly cold over the weekend, especially on starting Sunday. It's going to get below zero. The typical January weather we get in Chicago. It's very unusual for us to be above freezing so many days where it can't even, the snow won't even stick, at least in the downtown. Of course, the suburbs have snow, and the rest of Illinois has snow. But hey, thanks. Chicago Festival started streaming it in 2023. That's great. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, thanks everybody for talking in. Yeah, I'm confused too. The world's a confusing place. We do the best we can. So much information. My little brain's just overwhelmed with information, and live streaming makes it more confusing. Trust me, I thought it would make it easier, but no, it makes it worse. But here we'll get a nice view of the Wrigley building here from Michigan Avenue. Once we cross the street here, we'll get the Carbide and Carbon building, the Pendry Hotel. We just went by Citizen M, and we'll cross right here, get a nice view with the sun hitting that building. There's all the way down there. So let's see if we get the light here. Yeah, we got the light. Look at that beautiful view. Look how nice that is crossing Michigan Avenue. Thanks for being a part of this live, and everybody, thanks for your support. Everybody keeping me on the straight and narrow here, and your good perspective here, and we'll keep this thing going. Talk to you later. Have a great Thursday there, and then we'll see if we get any snow tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Yeah, the dump. I'll talk to you later. Tuna piano, but I can't tuna fish. That's it. You got it. Yeah, I got to go buy a shovel. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, let's get some snow. Talk to you later. Bye.